I too sometimes curse the mic that broke my verbal virginity. I too sometimes curse the mic that broke my verbal virginity, making me privy to this insanity, this private hell where I dwell, digging my way up, only to find that I still lay flat on my back deep in this well, reading instruction manuals on how to get out, scripted by some lost Boy Scout who knows not my womb has been entombed. But see, the mic builds and builds verbatim, finding its crescendo before I am ready to let go, so I stop, only to start again. Wishing my song wasn't this bright, my voice wasn't this strong, because maybe, just maybe, the mic might be right. Whipping my head from side to side, front to back with senseless stealth in a futile attempt to rid self of this verbal wealth. Sister, I tried to stop the rhyme. I even joined the AA and pretended the word was wine. Only to find that this voice, like that cursed mic, has always been mine. How you guys doing? Some people crave love, not I. I just wish someone would ask me if this is what I want. But instead, fate hurled he at me, and he was the type of man that could make you forget where you were at, how you were going to build a new universe, save the world and yourself, if only through verse. He was so strong that you forgot about the week, and when he was gone, you couldn't get through this or any other week. Monday wrapped her shades of blue all finger-like through every other day until he came through. Breathed his name like you were a part of this game where he'd said hi. Stopped time till nothing ever changed and everything stayed the same. Some people crave love, not I. But no one cares and I'm left hugging my fears. His girlfriend called me today. Name Lila. Hair the color of fire, brown skin Jezebel, whose profane name did ring a bell. Thick-lipped, I could scent her lack of manners as easily as I've seen Indian Hannah. Imagined my palm cruise and bruise her cheek, but stopped for fear she'd lose his other seed. He'd come home that night, breath heavy, bed ready, forgotten what he'd asked just last night, that we wait. And in every way, he gently began to forget that I was to give him any and every air. I thought he'd said we would wait. I must have misheard and misread that fool when he spoke about how we first needed to secure our love. Because I could smell her hairspray as the water sprayed against him. I found that place in our life she had stained with rouge on his shirt. Still I stayed, prayed. That when he bought me candy, it meant that we were really going steady. That when he brought red flowers, it meant tomorrow was ours. You see, my mind wishes to resolve this ish, but my heart keeps telling me that he's a hit and Miss Thing can't afford to count life's bruises. Crying over the last glass of spilt milk won't show you where the juice is. And I'd already given him everything. Birthed his seed and was often heard and seen, bleeding lullabies out my tear ducts as I leaned back to duck. Till this one day I swung back tongue thick. He couldn't wave his hand or hit me hard enough to make me scream like Mahalia. You can call your social workers. We are not an equation. They cannot work us out. My girlfriends say I'm crazy for putting up with this. Playing mind games just because I'm waiting for his next kiss. It's not worth it, they keep telling me. It's not worth it, it's not worth it, not worth it, worth it. Because he threaded my eyes shut when none of them would hear me speak. They wouldn't say that they feel me. So I birthed what I believed to be his first seed. Still, I was often seen and heard, bleeding lullabies out my tear ducts as I leaned back to duck. And I know you don't understand. I don't possibly expect you to begin to know what I mean when I say that he was the type of man that could make me forget where I was at, how I was going to build a new universe, save the world and myself, if only through verse. He was so strong that often I forgot about the week, and when he was gone, I couldn't get through this or any other week. Monday wrapped her shades of blue all finger-like through every other day until he came through. Breathed his name like he was a part of this game where he'd said hi, stop time. But something changed, yet everything almost stayed the same. Because some people crave love, not I. Not when I remember how Saturdays were the worst. Demon in a bottle, he would cuddle it like he was cursed. Protected like mother hawk hovering over her nest. He wouldn't eat, this man barely breathed, and in a senseless rage, he would selflessly rage the cookie jar and the fridge, freely disregarding his son's needs. My son's first lullaby was hearing his mother cry as ribs cracked against her heart, he in womb, his father's fist attempting to build him an early tomb. And my little one couldn't grow up fast enough to block his daddy's blows or stop the bleed from mama's nose, maybe even play music loud enough to block out arguments about daddy's woes. My brave little soldier always doing as he was told, taking off his sneaks and heading to bed, staring at his socks and counting the holes, 1, 2, many times, eyes closed, knees bent. I finally figured out what it was my brave little soldier prayed after he had heard and seen his mama bleeding lullabies out her tear ducts as she leaned back to duck, never quite fast enough to duck his daddy's blows. My little man knows what he's not supposed to, and I'll not trade his innocence for any sort of passion, for any kind of kiss. But still, sometimes I still find myself singing him lullabies about how his daddy was the type of man that could make us forget where we were at, how we were going to build a new universe, save the world, my son and myself, if only through verse. He was so strong that often we forgot that we were weak. And when he was gone, we couldn't get through this or any other week. Monday wrapped her shades of blue through every other day until he came through. Breathed his name like we were a part of this game where he'd said hi, stop time. But something changed because nothing ever stays the same. Some people crave love, not I.